Hey listeners, it's been a while. Long story short, my mom passed away the day before Halloween, and we have been dealing with the grieving process, and I just haven't had the energy to work on the podcast. We are starting again in December, and I have some people helping out with editing. But in the meantime, I wanted to release this episode to just kind of explain what was going on, in case you haven't seen any of the posts on Twitter. But we also have, with this episode, we have a teaser for all 3 episodes in 2 weeks. And it also will include an episode of Let's Talk with Cass, which was the one episode in the DMP network that my mom was able to participate as she was interviewed by Cass alongside myself, and we talked about our history and all kinds of things. That this is kind of basically a memorial episode. As for the teasers, we have a teaser for Press City of Mist one-shot that we originally planning to release previously.
But I think you can roll convince instead of investigate if you want.
Okay, I'm going to do convince then.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 plus 1 minus 1, so 2d6. So go ahead.
6 plus 4, so that's 10. And then so I plus 2 then minus 1?
I think so.
Either way, a 10 is good. It's not a negative, so...
Okay, so you succeed. Are you approaching the same people Declan failed to talk to?
Yeah, I'm just going to wait till Lestrange just kind of moves away. It's like, guys, it's like, I'm going to be very overly polite. I'm just
kind of wandering away, muttering under my breath. I'm like, I do not understand what language kids are speaking these days.
Okay. Wait. You learn that there's something called the Infection Club, which you can tell is either goth or emo, you're not sure which, and that their hangout is someplace called Bean's Coffee Shop, and you also learn that Victor Chang is their leader.
I just text Lestrange the information and stuff, and just...
I'm just going to respond. It's like, is that what spill the tea means?
We have a teaser for the fictional heroism arc that is the finale for the first season of fictional heroism.
I think maybe even as we're like running, like if this is on like a second story and we're like running down the stairs, like get the street level, I think Wiley will just say, I can take one of you with me to try and face down Larry. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't think Wiley saw the person with the cart with the red eyes or the hump on their back.
Yeah.
And did Raj pass on that he saw red eyes or no?
He would try to explain to his best that his eyes were red. I don't know if he's tired or not, but I think they were shining.
Yeah, that's definitely not Larry. It doesn't sound right. I'm gonna have to go see what's going on. And then like he had made the offer, so if anybody wants to come with, I'll take you there.
As we all jump up to ride a skateboard with a cartoon cat.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like I've had combat at this point, so I'm just like letting the floor be open for other people to do dope shit.
Yeah.
Because this is a great opportunity to do dope shit.
And we also have a teaser for the 3 Masks campaign.
Look, I apologized about the hand axe, okay? I thought you were, well, I won't say more dangerous. I thought you were more ill-intentioned than you were. If you were just straightforward with us and answering our questions and stop being so catty about things.
Or, warned the tavern that you were going to send everybody to sleep to find a vision.
I mean, there were a dozen different...
Now, why would I do that?
Oh, I don't know, to maybe not get an arrow through you thinking that we're being attacked?
Why are adventures so jumpy?
Because we're literally being attacked from dawn to dusk.
At the mention of Catty, you guys just see Delaney coming up with holding up the bag of catnip triumphantly.
We're gonna drug the cat.
Oh, God.
That's out of character.
Oh, no.
I have to specify I broke character for that.
You may try.
And I hope you enjoy this episode and see you in 2 weeks for our regular feed. Until then, we hope you enjoy, and we can't wait to get back into the rhythm. And now, on to the show.
Oh, that's right. Killed soon. So, welcome back to Talk Anything with Kaz. I've got two special guests today. I hit record while we were talking just to get a little of that conversation going before we started recording.
Okay.
And I've got Sean, who has previously been on my show from Dungeons and Pop, and he's freaking everywhere now. He's been all over the place. And then I also have his mom, Mary. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going today?
Well, the temperature is only going to hit up in the 80s, so I'm happy.
Yes.
And it's, of course, bright sunny.
Yuck.
I stayed up till 1 o'clock working on Roll20 to try to make podcasting easier, and then I woke up at 3:30 and went back to bed at 5:30. So
Oh, you did? Oh, man, that's what's happening, Sean. Is the mother instinct in me knows when you're waking up, because I will wake up out of a sound sleep, and then I can't go back to sleep till almost 4 or something.
Oh, I heard you. I saw you go into the kitchen.
Not at 3:30. No, really?
Oh no, between 3:30 or you went to the bathroom. It was between. It was between 3:30 and 5:30.
Yes, I did that.
I was waiting for you to come out and say, "What are you doing still awake?" But you didn't.
No, but I was thinking, I bet you he's awake, and I go, I'm not gonna check. I don't want to know, because Grandpa hadn't even come to say goodnight. So that explains it, because some nights they laugh at me because I sleep sometime during the day. I'm watching TV. Next thing I know, I'm fast asleep at the end of the show and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, well, it's just being old. And it's like, no, it's a mom instinct.
It is. It's a mom thing, I think, because I'll get home from work and we'll get to just relax a minute just before we shower or something, and next thing you know, I'm getting woken up going, "Hey, you want to get in the shower?" Oh yeah, I probably should do that.
Or yesterday, it was Caitlin, you're gonna go shopping with me? It's oh yeah, I have to go shopping, and it's well, I had to borrow his PayPal and stuff because we used mine the 2 days before, and they had a freezer I've been waiting almost 10 years for was there, and it took all my savings because we had to get it. I couldn't take a chance that it's not there, so Sean put it together, but it's got one leg shorter than the other, so I gotta get something else to put under there, because whatever he put, it moved, and so now it kind of tips if you're not watching. But I love it.
Good. It's good to have things that are nice to have, and especially a freezer, an extra freezer. Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, and there was I get paid once a month, so it's for me to go, and everybody was putting in money. That's when we lived together. Everybody put in so much money, and everybody got paid a different week and stuff. But now it's just Sean and I get paid once a month, and I know when he gets paid, but I never know what all he's paying. So I know what we're missing, so I'll go and get food. So that's what I did. I put some food, got enough food to put in the freezer so it's not empty.
Yeah.
And got food for Katie. She's got the top shelf, and I've got food for her for next week, or the end of this week and next week. when she and Grandpa are living together. The dog and her are both excited. And
I bet.
when I get back, then I'll have money to go and get really stocked up so we can. But I'm starting to get very lazy about cooking. He hasn't complained
me
yet.
too. Yeah. I think it's because, well, like my job is very physical. And like we build RVs, my fiance and I, and like we're constantly climbing in and out, in and out, in and out of the units. And,
Yeah.
Like I install the doors and drawers, and it wouldn't sound like it's like a lot of work, but
Oh no,
holy
that's
crap.
hard. You have to keep them even, and they have to be. Wow.
Yep, and like it's crazy. Like I when I first started working there, I was a size 18, and I went jean shopping last weekend, and I am now a size 4. So, like,
Oh my word, that is a physical job.
yeah, very physical. So by the time we get home, I'm like, oh my god. Plus, we live in an RV too, so we build and we live in one. So like, it's all our life.
Well, it's kind of cool. Is it a fifth wheel, or are you driving it?
No, we have just a regular, it's just a regular unit. It's I don't know what to call it because it's still new to me because I was a chef for like 22 years before this. So like
That's
I'm
what
still
Tom was
learning
saying.
all the
I love that because she goes on TikTok and keeps finding. When we lived together, all the fancy cooking was done by her. But no, he has. I never know his lunch hour, and then he's constantly running in and out. And he says he's on a diet now, and he's and I can see his pants are falling off.
I'm trying to stay on a diet.
Yeah,
it is really hard.
Well, see, like if he wants, I know pizzas are very important to him, so I'd get the smaller pizzas because then he can have the whole thing, and then it's nothing left over for him to go and try eat. But
the mini pizzas are the best.
Yeah, and this last time they weren't on sale where we were, so I can't go to Fry's. So I'm gonna have to figure out a different place. Walmart, I do pretty good at, and it came out. Oh, I bet you that's Caitlin. I'm not gonna pay attention. My frog. You heard my frog. But I want something quick too for me, so I can quick get it and go and do whatever I want to do. But we're getting
That was the
there.
response, by the way. She just said
She
neat.
finally responded. Oh,
Yeah, she said neat.
Neat.
Oh. But yeah, no. Did he tell you he's finally ready to move out of Arizona?
Oh, you are, Sean?
I'm let's put it
I
this
get
way. At one point in the last 2 years, I was waiting at a bus stop, and I was stuck between African American who said they elected Trump to teach us white people a lesson, and a white supremacist.
Oh my!
Jeez. You know, I love it. You know, I lived in Vegas for, I think it was like 2005 to 2010. So 5 years. And then I almost moved to Mesa, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
But that didn't it didn't actually go through. I ended up getting really sick and ended up having to move back to Wyoming where my parents were at, and was in the hospital for about 6 or 7 months until they could figure out what was wrong with me. I had all my organs were failing.
Wow.
And they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and then they found out that I had a parasite from contaminated water.
Wow.
Oh,
well, we were in Vegas. First time we moved, Caitlin and I moved together. We went up to Vegas, and because we'd gone and she'd saved up money, and we'd found a really nice apartment. It was perfect because it was like not even a half a block behind us. Walked down the sidewalk, and I could take Grandpa to this little tiny dog park. But all of a sudden, she's rambunctious, and next thing I know, she calls or she tells me that I have to drive her to Green Bay and put her in an apartment, whatever we could fit in my little Kia. And she had a job there, and then we moved to Appleton, and then she got the dog had to be sent home, and to Grandpa, just Sean. But then she went home back with him because she missed the dog too much. So I'm stuck in Appleton with nothing, and a stairs, a townhouse, which was not great because I slipped down the townhouse, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, fell getting into the room. It was not a great time for me physically. Found the perfect place in Stevens Point where I went to college, and I was there, I think, maybe 6 months, and they sold it to the city. The city sold it, and I went home. Had just come back from Sean's birthday, and I was told we could. I wouldn't have to wait till my lease was up. But so I came home right after the first of the year, and I've been with Sean and Kate. Well, and then I was with them, and then Carol had asked me to come back and help her. She had an artificial leg, and another one, the good one, needed surgery. So I did that, but that only lasted about 5 months, and that's when I had to run home because they didn't think I was safe. So I'm not leaving anymore, but I've already told them what my needs were, and that's Louisville. So we're looking. So he was always the one who was hanging on, being somewhere else, and I really didn't want to do that this time. And sure enough, we told him we wanted to go to Louisville, and he goes, "Oh, there's a section of my company right there in Louisville." And he talks to them all the time, so he kind of checked, and they said, "Yeah, you can transfer out there." So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get rain. I know you were talking about rain, but I get rain.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's cold and rainy and cloudy today here. It's
how cold?
I think the forecast it was 46 today.
Oh wait, Cass, you're in Louisville? Or
no, I'm in Oregon.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say she's up north. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, see, you're in my other favorite place. She was going to switch jobs and go to Oregon, but it's like it's like 4 hours to the ocean. I don't want to be there. I want to be somewhere close to the water. But
where I'm at, it's like I want to say it's like an hour drive to the coast.
Okay. It's beautiful up there, though.
It really is. I kind of live in a valley, and it's like tucked right into the mountains, in the Grand Ronde Mountains.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. Like, we have to go over the mountain pass just to get to Pendleton. We're about 45 minutes from Pendleton, and so once you get over the mountain, then it's kind of funny. I'll send you guys a picture so you can see it, but you can see just the huge difference between when you come over the mountain where Pendleton is, it's all flat and farmland, but then you just go up into the mountain and you're just tucked right in there. It's crazy.
Oh, I saw that when we were looking at moving where she wanted to be and where I wanted to be and stuff. And it's like, well, even for me to take her to any of the places she wanted to see in the big cities and stuff, Katie's going to take forever because it's going through the mountains. It's almost as bad as when we went to my brother's wedding in Utah. But I was overtired then. So.
Oh, Utah's the worst to drive through. And it's actually not too bad up here. There's just a couple of snow passes, but mostly it's it's 3 hours for us to get to Portland.
Yeah, that's
which isn't
to go.
Too bad. But then in Wyoming to drive 3 hours, you go all the way across the strait.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we've gone that way when we had to go to Wisconsin and stuff. I'd take different ways. My mom had a set way to go, but I hated going that way all the time. So a couple of times, especially when we were in Vegas, I'd go up through Utah and everything. So, but no, I've got I got the route mapped already, and I got the route mapped for Saturday when we go from Stevens Point to Louisville. I know people are like, "You're putting stuff in storage in Louisville when you live in Phoenix?" It's like, well, it's all my stuff, and one way or the other, my kids are going to end up in Louisville. Hopefully, I'm going to last about 5 more years, if not more. And so
you got it.
I'm gonna get our car back, and gonna make Sean go and take me to all the Civil War battle parks, and so I can see those. And then there's like 50 waterfalls. I don't know how many are going to be handicap available, because he pushes me. That's his exercise.
Sure.
When we go along places and stuff. Oh, look,
I love
Sean,
waterfalls.
I haven't embarrassed you with your little kid stories you told me to tell. Oh, and just so you know, if he's told you the story about being bare naked, running into a cornfield, that's not it.
No, he was gonna tell me the story, but I think we got distracted about something, right, Sean? I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, he remembers things different. I have to watch it with him, because I think it's with the ADA that he had, or ADHD, hyperactivity. He's so smart. And do you know that the intelligence of a child comes from the mother's genes?
I did, and that's amazing, because we are two very smart people.
Yep. I think it's great. So Caitlin's like, what? I said, yeah, but I said, you're smart because of me. But she's stubborn like her dad. But Sean was a babe. He was, 4 years old, I think, 3 or 4, because when Katie was born. And she'd just been born, and her dad moved us from a really nice house to a tar paper shack. Now think of the worst tar paper 2-room shack out in the boonies of Arkansas, renting from his co-worker, who was African American, which was great, but they had like 4 houses on this one street, and across the street was a river. And I was worried about snakes, but I figured I'm not going down in the river, so it shouldn't be bad. Our lawn was 12 inches high, but I didn't really see anything till we were moving out, and an armadillo came running from one of the back houses all the way up to my car. I had to shut the door and then wait for it to move away. Yeah. But Tom takes us out to there, so I had Katie and Sean, and I'm walking on our rug, and there's a hole over my bed, and I hear a squeal. Well, it was a mouse or rat or whatever. I stepped on it, and it ran up, and it's right above us. And I told my ex-husband at the time, if anything comes down and is in this bed or sea, I'm going to hurt you a lot. So anyway, we're there. Tom went fishing in this boat on the river with the neighbor. And I don't know, he was gone for a long time or what. And I went down to tell him something and get back, because Katie was in the house sleeping. And Sean was in there. And I'm down there, and all of a sudden the lady next door, the guy's wife, goes, "Hey, you, white lady, your son is running butt naked down the road. Get that butt naked boy back in his house." And I'm like, what? I turn around. Sure enough, here's this 4-year-old with blonde hair running around, just flipping around down. He goes, "Mama, Mama." And I said, "Sean, get yourself back in the house." And he goes, "I come to see you." And I'm like, oh my God, kid. And it was horrible. And then there was, what was he talking? Oh, he was talking about another time where, when he was before Arkansas? No, after Arkansas. We lived in Kankakee, and his dad was taking him shopping at Kroger's, and their shopping bags are higher. They're not deep like most of them. They're the ones that are split, and they're higher. Yeah. And he was in the top, and he didn't want to be there, whereas Caitlin was in the little seat. And he told his dad, he said he yelled at his dad, which imagine he would, because he wasn't afraid of his dad. He told him he wanted to get out, and Thomas wasn't paying attention, and Sean went to crawl over the side and get down, and he lost his grip, and I'm working, and he fell and hit his head on the floor, and he had a concussion and bleeding. So they took him to the hospital and called me, and I went and stuff. But Sean thinks it's when he had he had surgery on his neck because his dad gave him a chicken bone, and it got caught. He had to be rushed from Wausau, Wisconsin to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to have it taken out because he couldn't breathe and everything. Oh, I could kill Sean. Or not Sean, but his dad. And
Yeah.
so that's what we did. So I told my ex when it was 13 years, I says, I taught special ed for 13 years and then they're set free. I says, I've been with you for 13 years. I'm not taking care of you anymore. So then I raised the kids by myself. So that's what we've been doing. So
yeah,
that's just
sometimes
a few
you have
of Sean's
to.
things. Yeah.
Well,
No,
there's an actually story about when I went to the hospital for a concussion I need to tell. And
You weren't there overnight. I'm curious.
And, I don't know. I told you this a little bit earlier. No. See, for once, I can say I did it first, not the Simpsons. Well, so when I was in the hospital, they had a play area for kids to go, and they let me in there, right? And they had like this little plastic train thing where kids sit on the front and they just push it along.
Yeah.
And the nurse came in while I was riding around in it, and I went around their legs. And next thing I know, they're falling because I basically wrapped it around their legs, the little kid. And just like Homer, after his first drink at like 6 years old, where he wrapped his little red wagon around the tree trunk, I wrapped it around the nurse's legs by accident, caused her to trip, and next thing I know, I'm back in my observation room.
And have you seen a picture of Sean? How big he is, or what he's like? I call him Bubba. It's easier.
No.
He needs to send.
I've seen him on camera, but I haven't seen like little kid pictures of him.
Oh, those are cute. Those are buried probably in Stevens Point. That's what I was thinking. In the middle of the night when I was awake and couldn't sleep, is I need to make sure I find my picture albums and bring them home and stuff, because there's a lot of pictures. The pictures I have now is hanging is my first husband, who was a biker. I was a straight-laced kid in college, and my roommate was getting married, so I went home early, and they had us go on a blind date. So I got a picture of Doug in front of my covered bridge, which I love. And then above that is Katie and Sean at my brother Kevin's first wedding and stuff. So Sean's back when his high school age and stuff. So those are my two favorite here. But I've got pictures of Sean when Katie was a baby, sitting on the couch, and he's holding her. And she came out. She had nothing but dark curly hair from my Aunt Lou and everything. So they've been close. But she was terrible. He was a good kid for being hyperactive and everything. I really didn't know he was hyperactive till we were in Wisconsin. I just thought he was a normal kid. But he would sit in his room with Legos. He loved Legos. And he was putting them together and everything. And I was in the kitchen doing dishes, and I set her down so she could play where I could see her. Next thing I know, I hear her screaming like a banshee. And I went in and got it, and I yelled at Sean, leave your sister alone. You don't need to do... And he's like sitting there, I didn't do nothing. And I said, well, don't do it again. And I bring her back by me and sat her down. And then I see her look at me, look down the road, goes and crawls in his room, and I'm watching her from a hiding place. And she gets right to his door, looks at him, and screams again. I apologize. It's like, I'm sorry, kid. So I tell her she's been nasty to him in the past. So.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no.
I'm sorry, Sean.
It could be strange. Poor baby.
Aww.
But it was like in Texarkana, we ran on the border, and so it was Arkansas and Texas either way. But we were living in an apartment when I was pregnant with Katie, when the first time my mom came down, and he goes, "Hi, Mama. Can you have a hug, Mama?" And she goes, "I am not your mama. I am grandmother or grandma. You ever call me mama again, I'm gonna paddle your butt." I'm like, "Mom, that's what they call him down here." "I don't care." And so she took him, and I'm like, "Poor kid. How's he gonna be, feel closer?" No, and then she takes him with my younger brother to a park where you can hunt for diamonds. And she tells him when in front of me, when she's getting in the car, she tells him, "If you pee your pants in my car, and you don't tell me when you have to go potty, I will stop. But if you do it and get it wet, I will paddle your butt so hard you won't sit on it. And I'm like, he's being trained. It doesn't take 3 months to potty train anybody.
What?
The kid was so scared of her that he was set. He was all done. And she goes, he's potty trained now.
Oh my god.
This is the grandmother he grew up with. I mean, and when he was an adult and I went to Cameroon, he stayed with them. And
I did get my revenge back there. My grandmother, what happened to know is she let me use the older moped, not the blue one, but the one that's like a motorboat or motorbike. And what she doesn't know is I was taking that out. When I was taking that out, I was going across the other side of the cornfields and just full speed hitting those ramps and basically motorbiking.
Oh my word! I didn't even know that. Boy, you're lucky she didn't kill you. Well, she charged him for his car twice. He had to pay for it while he was working up there and while he was using it to go to school. And then when he finally moved down here, he goes, Mama, I can't live with my grandma anymore. And I was like, well, no, fine, come on down by here. And he came down here. Well, she comes down for the summer. He, I think she brought his car one day down, and so he had a car. And she goes, okay, it's another 1,000 or another 500 for it. And I'm like, he already paid for it. I don't care. He wants it again, he can take it. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
so she's in heaven.
I'm sure.
Yeah. No, she's not done. Believe me, she is not done. The kids will tell you. I have stuff on covers or I have stuff in the store, and it will fly off a shelf.
Oh yeah, I'm
like,
sure.
Yeah. It's like, Mom, and I'll say, Mom, leave us alone.
Yeah, for real. That's all you got to do, though, is just tell them no, and they'll eventually get the hint.
I know. But my dad, who was the strict one, and stuff, I don't see or hear anything from him. So it's like, if heaven is like I was raised to believe, it's going to get up there and you're going to meet everybody and they're going to be in their little bodies or whatever and stuff. It's like, well, I'll say hi to Mom, but then I'm going to go find Doug and ride a motorcycle, and then if he's got another girl, one of his other girlfriends up there, I'll say bye. I just wanted one more ride on the Harley and stuff. And then I'm going to go out somewhere by myself and fish, I think. That's what I would do. I'd be happy.
I love you so much.
Well, we live on the Ohio River in Louisville, and Caitlin picked an apartment we're going to see when we go there. It's got the Ohio River at one point, but then it's also on a big lake, and it's got fishing docks. And I'm like, oh yes, walker over there, sit in my chair, and fish like crazy.
Right.
I can't wait.
I feel that. I used to take Aiden fishing all the time when I lived in South Dakota and Wyoming and stuff, but like ever since we've moved here, it's just been, so tired. But we're getting to the point now that we're finally going to be able to go and do like family things and stuff now, because like I was a single mom and doing the whole mom thing by myself up until I met my fiance Justin. And so like it's been 10 years that I've had to do it by myself with just my one, and I'm like, I don't even know how some of you do it with multiples. Like, oh, God bless you, but it's been a learning experience, I'll tell you what. But we're actually gonna go to Seattle next weekend as a family trip. We're gonna go meet Adam and Adrian from my other podcast.
Cool.
And I'm so excited. So, yeah, Adrian's in the U.S. He's from Germany, and he's actually in the U.S. for like 3 weeks. And they decided that they were going to come over this way. And so, yeah, I get to meet them. I'm super excited.
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect.
So we get to tie in a family trip in with meeting some awesome people. So I'm excited.
Oh, I know. Being a single mom is just something, but it's like after I had Katie and Sean, and then, when I got pregnant with Sean, it was okay. But he was he had to go to the Children's Hospital in Madison for a week when I had him. I was 4 weeks overdue. And when he was born, when my water broke, they kept smelling mold or whatever, and they tested his skin while I was in recovery, and they took me in to see him. But he was 9 pounds, 10.5 ounces.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
He was a big boy, Sean.
Oh, my gosh. And Katie was 9 pounds, 10 ounces. But she was on time, and we watched it for her, and she was in Texarkana. But Sean was
like, I'm not leaving this. This is awesome.
That was exactly it. That was exactly it. Well, my doctor died. I was in September, and I started started having labor. So we ran me into the hospital, and I was in there, and they decided to keep me because I was still having weird contractions. But then it stopped. But that night, the doctor died, and my husband, that's how good Thomas was, calls me in the middle of the morning and says, "Mary, your doctor died.
Oh my
What are you going to do now?" And I'm like, "What? My first child? I'm scared to death." And then he would come in when we did go to labor. We finally induced labor back when they first had Pitocin. My new doctor would come in, turn the Pitocin up, and the nurse would come in and she'd turn it down so I wasn't ready to kill somebody and stuff. And Caitlin, she was Pitocin for 3 days. So I already told Tom when I got pregnant with Caitlin, I says, "I'm only having 2 children." I said, "I gave you the boy first. So hopefully this is a girl. But if it's another boy, you can just take that thing and go somewhere." So that was enough. Believe me. 4 years apart was perfect. Oh my God.
Mary, you're my spirit animal. I love you so much.
They're strange. Well, then if we ever get to where we're talking about stuffed animals or collectibles.
Oh no.
Heaven forget.
Oh no. We'll be here for all day. Like, I love that stuff so much. And books, like,
Books?
Sean's
Oh
like,
my God, yeah.
Crap, I created a monster.
You did, see? Sean never knew. He does know, because he's like, but his room we're looking at moving, right? Ask him about where my stuff is. Where's Mom's stuff,
Everywhere.
Sean? Hello, Sean?
I'm not, in the closet, I think. I'm not sure how to answer this.
In the room up in front where I used to sleep? What's in there?
Yeah. A folded over and half inflated mattress.
Oh, see, this is a boy.
And broken dreams.
What else is there? What else is there? What has been there since I moved back and getting worse? What don't you have hardly any of in your room? He has wires like going out of his mind. I want to go in there and take each of those containers and put the rubber bands around the wires and look for wires that go to things that are out here that I can't find. No, I've been putting things in what we call airtight containers or containers with wheels. In fact, when we get back, I'm going to get a couple more and start packing for Louisville. Now, I have 9 to 10 months to do this. I don't have to do this. But it's like, yeah, I do, because I have too many clothes and I have too many craft things. Oh, and the dog's in the chair just looking at me. We have this, what's supposed to be the dining room. Well, Caitlin decided she can't go without seeing the dog, and so she comes and spends a weekend. So we got her an air mattress, which the dog thought would be great, so he can't get on there. We blocked that. But I have all these containers, and I have them labeled. And he's like, he has to pick some up because they're heavy and put them where I want them. But in his room, he took my boxes out and put his in there, and they're just full of computer stuff and everything else. And keep telling him he has to either organize it or get rid of half of it. And that's not even included in our storage. Now in our storage, I had all his stuff in the left corner. Caitlin's was in the right corner, and mine was in the left front. Now you can't find anything anymore. So when it gets to be fall down here and it gets to be 70 degrees again, he and I are going to go in and clean out the storage and get it ready for packing away. But yeah.
Or I do it and I sneak away when she's not looking or she's sleeping.
Yeah, he does.
I need to do that at some point, because every time I bring up I'm going to go over there, it's like, okay, when do we leave?
It's only fair. You guys, my stuff was organized. I have my favorite author is Rod McEwen. Back in the 70s, my English teacher was a young one and was really into him and introduced him to our class. And so in college, I had LPs like crazy, and I have a favorite poem, but I can't find it. I've gone on the Facebook. Nobody seems to know what I'm talking about. But the last part of the poem is basically that it's that I use to remember all the time is you say somewhere tonight sleeps a man who loves you, and it's like a whole paragraph. But I always remember that because that reminds me of my first husband and stuff. But he couldn't have children, and his mother was so negative about it that and me staying up with the mother-in-law who hates me was not a good idea, and so we ended up getting a divorce. And not that we didn't like each other or love each other, but I went home, which was a mistake because my mom had the money for the divorce like that because she wanted a divorce from my dad. But they never got it. They lasted 50 years.
Wow.
No wonder Katie says she's never getting married. Because then we have Tom.
You know what? That's what I said too, Caitlin. But you know what happened? I found this guy over here to my right.
All right. Well, see, that's what it takes. I mean, it's like people, but then there's all these old singles and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going on there because I fall for somebody too easily, and I like being alone. So, no, I'm the only male in my family that gives me a hard time I can yell at and tell him, nice.
Who was the poet that you were talking about?
Rod McEwen. He's he's so popular. Anita Kerr, and he did a lot of songs. He did a lot of music for different movies. But he is known for, I think, 20-some poetry books. And I found out what the poem was, but I wrote it down in one of my many books, and I don't remember which one. So hopefully when we get to Louisville and I start going through all my stuff from Stevens Point books, and I go through the ones we have here better, I'll find it again. But we weren't sure if he was gay. When I look at him now and I'm smarter, I'm thinking, was there times where he was gay or not? I don't care. Because whatever he was, he would talk about love. He had a cat named Snoopy.
Oh.
He lived in California, and he'd be on the beach a lot. He had a dog, too, a sheep dog. But he lived till he was really old. I think he died of pneumonia just a few years ago.
Sad.
But he, most of his poems, I have a couple of his books left in storage and stuff, they're just really neat. And then he would record them, and he had this really deep, raspy voice. So it's not like my voice has got a regular tone. Every once in a while it'll hop into a southern accent. But he would have this raspy voice. And I'm sorry, but a guy with a raspy voice in the dark and you're listening to his record while you're making out with your boyfriend, not bad. So if you really want to pick on something and check it out, just check out like at Bookman's or someplace. Even the library will have some
I'm Googling him right now.
Yeah, you got to check him out. The one I have that I'm upset because I can't find, I finally came out in CD, and it's the trilogy, The Earth, the Sea, and the Sky. And I had it, I swear, coming down here with a thing full of all my country songs, and I can't find it. And I swear I had it in the room, but I didn't have my CD and stuff. So I keep wanting to go up to the storage and empty out things that they took up there and find my McEwen. Otherwise I'll have to order a new one, and that, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, exactly, because then you'll have two. Oh, I see no problem with this.
Yeah. Sometimes when you Google, they're already recorded, and then he has a web page. I think there's one or two. If you want.
I saw it. I'll put it in the show notes so people can find him.
Oh yeah, because he was just so popular back then. And when I think about when I first heard him, he was kind of controversial, back in the 70s, what we had all the time back there. I was so straight back then. Man, I'm still straight. Marijuana is legal now. Katie keeps telling me, marijuana is legal, Mom. And it's supposed to be good for your back, or you're supposed to be good for this.
That's true.
I'm like, hey, I'm 70 years old last year. I can say I never had pot. And I was with a biker even.
That's
I
awesome.
was straight laced with a biker. And I got drunk 3 times in my whole life.
Wow.
2 times with Doug. I think once with Katie and I. She was making some good mixed drink, and it was really good. That's the only thing I missed. There's a couple more she's found, and I'm like, okay, well, when we get settled again, you'll have to make me some of those, and I can go to sleep good.
I'll have to send her a couple of recipes that I know, because as a chef, I used to bartend, and I have a pineapple upside down cake drink that would knock your socks off.
Oh, well, I had Sex on the Beach.
Oh yeah, Sex on the Beach is kind of close, but like the pineapple upside down cake, it's like spot on.
Oh, definitely send me the recipe. Or
I will.
And then the other thing was the Amaretto. I think it is.
Amaretto sour.
Could be, yes.
Those are good too.
Oh yeah. Well, I used to go. Well, if I went to the bar, it would be something I know. So when I was single, it was Moose Club. I belonged to the Women of the Moose, which is now still you have Women of the Moose, but we've joined as one. They said or something, because the women always pay more money than for charities and stuff than the guys do. And so I bought my lifetime membership, but I think otherwise, if you join now, you can go into any Moose Club anywhere in the whole United States, or there's some that are over in Canada and overseas, and you can get in there free. And then there's discounts, and then there's an international convention once a year, and then there's 2 state conventions. But I loved it. That's why I ended up in Seamus Point, because I stopped at their Moose and talked for 3 hours to the bartender. And I thought, okay, I got to move back. So I'm still a member there. But Sean will tell you, if Sean ever tells you when he's been drunk, don't believe him. Because Sean's dad did not handle alcohol well. So you have him look at a beer, he'd be drunk. But Sean has got my dad's side of the family, but so we don't drink very much, hardly at all. But
yeah, I don't blame you there. I don't either. I don't at all.
Wine cooler. Yeah, he'd had like 1 or 2 wine coolers once, and he goes, "Oh, I think I'm drunk." And you're not drunk.
Oh no, it's not that. I felt tipsy while just having bourbon chicken at work, and that's one of the jokes at work.
Yeah, it's like no, it's like trying to explain it to him. Once it's cooked, bourbon is no longer.
But I do think it's funny though. The one
but
time
that is a funny joke. That is a funny joke.
Well, the funny thing is, then at one of the Thanksgiving dinners where we were eating at the boss's house, everyone else was drinking beers. I was drinking beers, and I was looking around at everyone else like being silly. I'm like, this isn't being drunk.
Sean goes, I don't need enhancements.
No. Give him a energy drink. This hyperactivity will come back on the, and he'll get really loud when he's doing D&D or something, or doing a podcast. Yeah. And I'm like,
I love it.
I can hear you. Hello. Close your door. And the dog will go in there and lay down and like, I don't know why I stay here. I'm like, I know, dog. You can come in the room. Crazy.
She says this, but I'm on my 2nd can of Diet Mountain Dew.
Ooh, that's my shit too. That's the drink of the gods.
Well, see, this is his mommy. Okay, his mommy knows. Even if he didn't ask for soda, she knows that she has to get enough soda that when he goes and takes one of hers, then he thinks that he's taking one of mine. It was really his. And yesterday, Caitlin called and showed him the new Mountain Dew, but they didn't have that flavor in Diet. So we brought him his 12-pack. Well, then she wanted a drink, and they were 3 for $15. So I says, well, then just fill it up with was Sean's. And so she got me another Diet Pepsi caffeine free, and she got Sean another Mountain Dew. So hopefully that will last him until we go to Stevens Point, and then I'll have to get him more. Or something else he wants, like the chips that are in big packs and stuff. They had a pack that is all hot chips. So I took a picture, sent it home, and remembered my baby. And got him his hot chips, and that's all he's been eating. So.
But I still have this. I still have full. That's the thing. So I'm actually eating them slower.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, his freezer, the new freezer is got enough food in it, but I got him his pizza, but they didn't have deluxe, so I know he wants deluxe or supreme. So I'm probably going to go before or after we get back and get a whole slew of them. But I think I'm going to get the small ones. Those were big enough, right, Sean? The small ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather get those.
But mainly those when I was stressed. Those are the best ones. Those are the best ones because I think it comes down to like 3 at worst. Because sometimes I do, because we're talking about the Totino's pizzas.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
And I really sometimes, though, I do sometimes stack them. But I mean,
he doesn't tell me that. But when they're gone, they're gone. It's like, leave my stuff alone.
There's not a lot to them, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, how long have you been talking?
Oh, we're at about 45 minutes. We still got about
good.
15 minutes, so we're good.
Okay, good. Because he said you would tell me, and I'm like, but I talk too much. But see,
oh no, you're fine.
He's hoping to get me hooked on doing it like this, like a podcast or something, because all I have is the dog for 8 to 10 hours a day, and so, don't think I don't talk to this dog, because I do.
Oh, trust me, I get it. I talk to my dog all the time, and my cat.
You have to.
And, yeah.
She has arguments with the dog, though.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
You have to.
You what?
You have arguments with the dog.
Well, Grandpa doesn't bark. I mean, ever since we got him, he put his head on my leg and just felt bad because he just had surgery when we got him, and then came home, and I think he barked at something because he was excited because his puppy, and poor kid, he got the mama voice and said, no more. And he barked for kids or bikes because I think that's what he was abused with when he was on his spare. But since then he doesn't. So what he do is like he'll know when somebody's coming to the door, and he'll go and growl quietly, and I'll say no, and I'll go and check and show him there's nobody there. Or he will bark once, but then I'll say go to your pen, and he'll go sit in there. So I mean, other than that, he's quiet. Yeah, he's just, I don't know what they're gonna do when he's old as me and stuff. But
actually, he is in dog years. It has been 12 years.
Yeah, I know. He's already at 12, so it's for doggies. But I think people want to say go to 15. So if he lasts till like I go, then that'll be good. He's got to be here when I go. But see, I freaked the kids out anyway, starting about 4 or 5 years ago. I decided I wanted to be cremated because that's the cheapest. And I even decided I wanted my denim. Well, at the time I wanted my denim moose shirt, pair of jeans, a pair of cowboy boots, and my favorite t-shirt on. And I always had really short cropped hair, but I'm growing it now, and it's down just over my collarbone, a little bit further. So I'm growing it because I want it done in a braid. And it's like, why? I'm going to be burned. It doesn't matter. But it's just so the thing is. But I don't want a visitation. My brothers, I don't want anybody. I don't want anything like that. Sure. It's not like I have friends here. So I kept telling them, just remember. And then I got my life insurance so that there's enough for the cremation, but then there's some money for them for leftover. And I just thought of that at 3 o'clock in the morning too. It's like, I should get my papers legal so nobody can give them a hard time, because I don't want my brothers coming in to say, no, you can't do that.
Right.
So, but no, I told them it's easier. Katie, I don't think, she's like, we don't need to know that. You're not going to go. You're fine. I said, okay. Because my mom lasted till she was 88. And she was pretty coherent till she was like 85. So, and then she was put in a nursing home. But it was still, but she never knew me. She knew my brother, but she didn't know me when we went to visit. So we didn't do that very often.
I feel well. I like with my I don't have a good biological mom, so like I'm just waiting for the day. Just waiting for a phone call.
Yep.
So that I can go do horrible things to her grave.
Well, that's my mom. I think she said something that made me mad, and she bought her when my dad died 2 days after 9/11. And so she had asked him beforehand, and so he's buried in the veterans section of the cemetery where all his family's buried. And so she had asked him something. She wanted to be buried in a small little thing. We lived in Chopere, Wisconsin, which is small, and there was up by where she worked was the cemetery. So she bought her place and everything, so that she had it. So when she died and stuff, before she died, she said something about burial or something, and I says, well, I'm going to be cremated. Well, you can stick your little dish or whatever in the bottom down at my feet. I thought, no way.
Wait, she said that?
Yes. She told me I was supposed to, when I got done, you guys can go ahead and cremate me, which she thought was stupid. And then you could put me in the corner dig a hole in the corner of her gravesite and stick me in there, because she knew I didn't have money for a cemetery plot. But we moved too much. So why?
Just put me in the corner. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's just making me think of Montgomery Burns saying Smithers is going to be buried with him when he died. The Simpsons.
It does.
Well, I wasn't making things scary like for my aunt and uncle. They both are cremated and they're kept in the home. Virginia, my cousin, she says, yeah, no, they're both there. My uncle Arnie, when he died, I go visit him, and right there in this blue. That's why when you broke my Chinese cup or container that had a lid on it, I was so upset because I liked that and I wanted it to be put in there, and you broke it. And he's like, I don't understand why my mom is mad about me breaking this Goodwill thing. Well, I can't find one since then. So if I decide to get another one, you're going to have to be very careful.
Yep.
And stuff.
You're gonna have to be super duper careful with this one, Sean.
Yeah.
Well, Caitlin got smart after I was talking about this enough, and I said I want to be cremated. And there's so many. If you put that for your people to check. There are interesting ways that are inexpensive once you're in ashes and stuff that that you can put your ashes in or do something with your ashes. Like Caitlin,
you don't have to pay for those stupid urns that are way too overpriced.
Oh yeah, that's our Goodwill. I'm a Goodwill person, so if we can't find it at Goodwill, it's not good enough. But Caitlin tells me, says, Mom, we finally got it. Here's a place to go, and she said it's where your ashes are put with a tree. You get to pick the tree, and then you you plant the tree. So she goes, we were going to do an oak because the leaves change and you're so finicky, you keep moving and changing all the time. So that we thought was good. But this one is better. We're going to get an evergreen, and we're going to find a place that we can plant it and plant you with it. And then about 4 years later, when the tree's big enough, we'll cut it down and bring you home for Christmas. And I thought, well, that's good. I like that idea.
That's very crafty.
Well, and I love lighthouses, and I want the ocean. I want to be in the ocean or something. I thought, well, that was good. And they have these things that melt once you're in the ocean and stuff. The ocean will dissolve you, and then you get spread out and stuff. So when we were going to go to Oregon, she thought that was perfect because she knew where that one was. Yeah. But there are actually a couple on the Ohio River, so, or there's another Great Lake up there, so she can take me someplace I don't know and buy a lighthouse, and they're just going to throw me over the lighthouse.
Hey, it works, man. That works. I know that there's quite a few really pretty ones, along this area.
Yeah. I was really surprised that I've actually been really good because I did do a Facebook for lighthouses and I can't remember if it was just all Lake Michigan ones or not. I have maps in Stevens Point that I might bring back that have all of the shipwrecks and all of the lighthouses for the Great Lakes and stuff.
Cool.
And I had collections of lighthouses that were like 3 or 4 13 gallon or quart storage things. And then I was smart and I went back and I took out everything that was an actual lighthouse that existed and had the name on it. And I only kept those. I gave everything else to Goodwill and they were so excited.
Aww.
That's just what I do anymore. Get busy. Sean's good. We don't have a car, so Sean's been good. I've been wanting to go to Goodwill and get another couple of pair of pants because I found they were so comfortable after everybody broke them in and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah.
But he's like, no, I got to stay home. I got to stay home because if I don't stay home, Mom will spend all our money for the trip and I want to go to Ollie's and stuff in Louisville.
Well, that's the thing, too. I've actually looked into it and the Transformers have not been popping up in Ollie's.
Oh, so we don't have to go?
But no, we can still go. I'm just not going to be spending that much.
Yay! More for me. Hey, I did pay because he's asking because he's doing his differently, and I would save money out of my Social Security check every month. So 1 month I had to pay for my Allegiant flights for him and me. The next month I paid for Southwest, and then I was going to do my budget, but Caitlin fixed it so we pay when we pick it up. So that's coming out of his, but I'll pay him back. And then our hotels. So the only thing we haven't really set up or know what the prices are is gas for the budget and where's the other? Gas for the and our food. Our food.
Okay, Mom, I have an embarrassing story I think you should tell.
What's that one?
You should tell the story about how you did cosplay for a show you didn't watch and then you posed with a complete stranger to complete the set of the Belcher family.
Huh?
When we went to Comic-Con.
Comic-Con?
And you went,
and I was what's her face with the dolls or the spice rack?
Yeah, Linda. She went as Linda Belcher.
Well, okay. They wanted to go. No, they wanted me to go with them. Start going with them to Comic-Con, and I was in my 60s, and so they were. Well, what did I was as I was. What was the fish? We went and we found this huge, what I thought was a Little Nemo fish outfit that I fit in. And then I couldn't walk that far, so Sean pushed me in a wheelchair. And so I kept saying the sound that what I thought the fish would say, meow, 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 or something like that. But then I got into it. I really started getting into it. And she had suggested that I be Linda. Right? Her name's Linda?
Yeah, Linda. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she had dolls, babies. So I got 2 walking Cabbage Patch dolls. You just turn them on and they walk all over. So they'd be at my feet walking. But then the other outfit she had that I wanted to wear was her spice rack. She supposedly on an apron had a spice rack. Well, she
made the spice rack from Bob's Burgers, where it's like a rack, where it's like a training bra with.
No, it wasn't a training bra because I'm not a trainer. I am a 44 something.
Well, sports bra or whatever.
Showed it on, and then we found the little empty bottles at Dollar Tree. I think I had 12, and then I put the shredded paper that you can get different colors in there. And I wore that over my clothes. And then I had a wig so I looked like her, and I had my glasses then and stuff. And I had so many people taking pictures. And then one of the last times I went, because I was starting to get my character. My character happens to be Mora. I happen to be Mora. I happen to be a pirate, a female pirate of a female ship. And the people that are my warriors or whatever, they're all women who have been abused by men. And then I'm wearing a skirt that I made out of ties. I go to Goodwill and I buy ties, and so I sewed them all together. And when I get that back, I have to go sew a vest so that it'll hold the skirt up because it's so heavy. But that's what I would wear, and I have a hat and everything. And so I would tell people that would be me. So when I'd see the pirates, I'd take pictures of their outfits so I could add it. But no, every once in a while, when he was doing a D&D, he was doing somebody who was Welsh or Irish. And he was doing it in the car when I was stuck with them. And the next thing I know, I'm talking that same language. And he thought that was funny. But so that's what I'm going to be doing now. Is I'm going to become Mora.
One of my goals.
That's amazing.
One of my goals before she dies is I want to pull a Adventure Zone. How that started. Just run her through a module as Mora, and my sister's through a module for Mora, so I could just do like a one shot or something.
Then you can hear me all the time. But the other one is, I think it's, what is it? Stranger Than What? The mom who has the ball of lights, Christmas lights.
Stranger Things. But but you missed the funniest part of that story about the Linda Belcher cosplay mom, because we were going around because I went as Jean. My sister had gotten she made the bunny ears for Kale and for Elise, and all of a sudden a stranger pops up and goes, "Hey, Linda." And he was dressed as Bob, and we have a picture of posing with this stranger. It's a full family. I gotta find it again somewhere.
Definitely.
Oh, and it was Magikarp too for the costume. She was Magikarp.
I mean, I would love to have gone again. You need to look that up, Sean, for Louisville to see how far we'd have to go for a Comic-Con there and stuff. But
there is one in June.
I made my ball. It was battery operated. I took a styrofoam ball and wrapped it in the lights and everything. And what was it? There were other things, but I didn't know that much. I just know that she kept calling the boy through this ball, and if it light up, it was supposed to be him responding. So I was sitting there waiting for Caitlin somewhere, just doing that, calling the boy, and somebody stopped and said, "Oh my gosh, Stranger Things, how old are you?" And I said, "I'm old enough to be senile, and I can do this anytime I want." Like, "Oh, I gotta get a picture." So that's what you do a lot of times. I like that, dressing up like that.
It's fun.
It's neat. Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of because when I lived in Vegas, I used to go to Comic-Con all the time. So I used to do all that.
We missed it there. Wow,
so
that would have been good.
I miss it. I really do.
Well, I love going here, and it's time, isn't it? Yay!
Yeah, and we got to do this again because I had so much fun with talking to you. Oh my gosh. I don't want this to end, but I have actually another recording right after this I completely forgot about. So,
no problem. Thank you. I got all my talk out of me, and as long as I didn't embarrass everybody, Sean doesn't care. He knows I'm going to probably say something.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
I had to keep from embarrassing you too, so I had to put it in DMs what I didn't say.
You don't have as many as I have left over. I'm 70, almost 71. Oh my God, Sean, I made it to 71 in another month. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was 88, and I just want 5 more years. Yeah, because I got to go to Louisville, and I got to go hang out and do all kinds of weird things, and I'm already talking to people from the Moose there, and they're busy. Next weekend, don't you know? Today is Kentucky Derby, right?
Oh.
And they had 4 drinks that they were serving all week, and I'm like, I gotta go back to that Facebook and write all those down and stuff. But yeah, have a great day.
Yes.
I'm sorry it's raining, but I love it.
I do. I love it.
Raining, and being 40 degrees out there by you. And just let Sean know next time, not that he got to talk that much.
Well, I think he liked it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did. Now he's going to go get me breakfast.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, breakfast. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have such a good day and a great weekend and have a safe trip to Louisville.
Well,
and I was
Sean
super
text you
glad
that
to
we're
meet
happy
you.
Oh, me
that?
too.
Oh,
I'll have Sean text you to let you know, let all his friends know. I didn't hit him or kid him. I got in their face. I made it work. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure
Bye.
he'll let us know. It's so great to meet you guys. And make sure, everybody, if you do listen to my show, make sure you follow, rate, and review anywhere you get your podcasts. And please get a hold of me. Let me know if you have any suggestions for my show or anything. So, yeah. And I hope you have a great day. Blessed be. Bye.
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 You can find Dungeons and Pop on Twitter at Dungeons Pop and on your favorite podcast app of choice. We split into 4 separate podcasts, DMP Legacies, which will continue We're Not in Kansas Anymore, and several of our campaigns that don't fit into the other. You can find our cosmic fantasy stories such as Adventures of Attitude and Fictional Heroism on Dungeons and Pop Aberrant Adventures. And you can find where we are showcasing our friends in the community who don't necessarily have the time to run a podcast on their own or are just new to the community in DMP Stories and Stein. Cyber City and Brian's Spelljammers campaign are continuing on the Infinite Nerd Serum, which is linked in our show note. In addition, we have joined the Fun Installers Network, a group of independent podcasters working to help each other boost themselves and bring fun to the community. You can also join our Discord social club and join for a game even once. Thanks for listening, and if you enjoyed the show, please leave a review.